Hey everybody, this is Smashing Game Time. We are three brothers going through gaming's back catalog of yesteryear. I am Nick, your host. Down below me is Josh. Josh, say hello to everybody.
Why, hello, everyone.
Why, hello. And then to my left, Jake is over there. He is my other brother, Josh's twin. Jake, how are you doing today in snowy Iowa?
Oh, dude, I'm peachy.
He's peachy. You hear that? Not a
Wrong
peach in
state.
Iowa, but he's peachy. Thank you for that, Jake. Today we are doing Q3 of 2015. We've also got a Speedcap. Josh is doing Boyfriend Dungeon, and there is a lot on the line. Josh is so ready for it. I can see it in his face. I just know he has done his Boyfriend Dungeon research.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
We will talk about the stakes and everything at risk when we get there. But before we get there, I want to remind everybody that we are a Trident Network podcast. Go check out our siblings. They are all awesome. We are also available everywhere you get your podcasts. Please rate and review us at Apple, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcasts. 5 stars, please 5 stars. Anything less, and we will think you hate us. And we are starving boys. We are starving boys. Please feed us. So before we get into 2015, I want to check in with everybody and see what everyone is doing, gaming, non-gaming related. I want to see how everyone is taking 2023 by the balls and yanking.
Well, if that's the case, actually, we don't start with Nick enough. Nick, why don't you start us out?
All right, I will start. Let's see here. So on the gaming side, I've dabbled in a few free video games on Steam this week. There was a game that came out the other day called I Commissioned Some Bees. And basically what the guy did was commission some paintings, added like 99 bees to each one. And you just go through each picture and click all the bees. That's it. That's the game. The music is very relaxing. I don't think it's copyright free, but it's very relaxing. It's a short little game. You can play it in like 5 minutes, 5-minute little chunks, and just be done with it. It's fun. Another game I played is Handshakes. And by the way, that I Commissioned Some Bees is from, I forget the fella's name. Let me look him up. The developer is called Follow the Fun. So follow the fun and go find some bees. Another game I played is Handshakes. It's a puzzle game. I'm trying to think of what it's like. It's from Pet Pumpkin, Damaskino, and Trumpet Guy. I guess this is a collaborative development. Basically, you have two guys standing on the opposite side of a puzzle, and you have to find a way to make their hands shake. It's a puzzle game. It's fun. It was free. There's, I want to say, 30 levels. The puzzles are getting more difficult, but like, it's one of those ones where it's tough, but then you realize like there's an extra element to it. And then you feel really smart when you get it. It's a lot of fun. Played that last night for about an hour. Played a little bit more of Little Gator Game. It's a cute little Zelda or Breath of the Wild like where you climb stuff. You're looking for people to play with you, trying to get your older sister to play with you like when you were kids. Cute little game. I think I'm going to make an essay video on it. Still working through the idea of that. A little bit more Stray. And that's really my review for Plague Doctor of Whippoor went up. I don't remember if I said that last week. And then be on the lookout for my review of In Nightmare, a little isometric horror game. What can I say nice about In Nightmare? It's spooky. That's all I've got. Back to you, Josh. Oh, and Fortnite.
Well, while we're all still talking about Nick, Mr. Nick had a birthday.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Yes. By the time you hear this, it will have been 2 weeks ago.
We forgot to mention. Yeah, we forgot to mention it last week, and it was on my list, and I'm like, shit, I forgot to do it. So, happy birthday, Nick! First off,
It's okay. I'm used to you boys forgetting about me. It's okay. I'll be all right.
Yeah, shut up, old man.
Yeah, shut up, old man. Moving on. Yeah, I really haven't done anything gaming wise. Just learning up on my AI technology because I'm going to bring thunder.
You're going to bring the thunder.
I'm going to bring the thunder.
That was your complete sentence. You're just going to bring the thunder.
That's it. That's all you need to know.
So I understand AI art, but I'm not interested until AI can fart.
What's wrong with you?
So my whole thing with people who say, "Oh, AI art's stealing from the real artist." Well, first off, real artists cost money. Well, tell me. So first off, tell me I'm wrong.
Josh, let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. I don't believe you're not an AI painting.
Tell me for
You know the hand thing with AI art, right?
No.
So if you look up any AI art, just Google AI art hands, and you will see what I'm talking about. The AI, just like people, doesn't know how to draw hands. It is the most like disturbing thing. They look. It's almost like it's something from a Cronenberg movie.
Well, there's no need to worry. I'm not getting in that subject because I agree that artists should definitely get paid for what they do best, and AR art is probably taking all that work. But at the same time, don't be mad if people are being, wanting to try to achieve their dreams and release a children's book and use AI art. Anyway,
Just
no,
don't-
just I
Just don't get mad at the AI when it returns awful hands in your children's book and it becomes a horror book, Josh.
yeah, we'll get that. Well, that's how we got. Fuck, what's that YouTube series? That creepypasta, Salad Fingers.
Salad fingers, and then I'm thinking of what was the Sorry John subreddit, the SpongeBob comic series that they did.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's how you get that stuff.
It's good stuff.
But no, just learning about AI stuff. We're gonna start implementing it into Smashing Game Time. Try to get us more out there, get us more everything, more viewership, more sponsorship. Hopefully, bring more to the fans.
We are AI art. So yeah, nothing too much else going on, Josh.
No, nothing. That's just. I mean, I may be playing a little bit of EFT when I can, and of course, I had to do my Boyfriend Dungeon homework. So
Did you play Boyfriend Dungeon?
I actually did play Boyfriend Dungeon.
You own it?
I may have gotten a free 14-day Xbox Game Pass at one point that I used, and then realized, oh shit, they don't have it on there, and I had to buy it.
Nice. Jacob, what about you?
So not much. Just your typical Brawlhalla and TFT content. I've been consistent on my uploads, even if they're shorts. It's something. It's better than anything else. I mean, my shorts are getting more views than my uploads ever have. Because I know YouTube Shorts is actually thriving compared to TikTok.
You don't put like, because I've been reading that like you should never put the TikTok, like you should never put the TikTok up on the shorts where like it has like the TikTok logo because the algorithm
Yeah.
picks up on it and says no.
Yeah, I don't have that. I use a app called Combo
Mhm.
that converts your Twitch clips into whatever you want.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. It's pretty
Anything
cool.
else going on, Jake?
No, I got well, I mean that's further away, but I got a Brawlhalla Major coming up at the start of February, and then Combo Breaker got announced, and that's in May, the last weekend of May.
Chicago, right?
Yep.
Okay. That'll be fun.
Yep. Can't wait.
Maybe I can make it work. I got a baby on the way, but we'll see. I did forget there was another game I played. I'm playing it for review. I got it on Switch. I never review anything on Switch, so this was a nice little change of pace. It's called Vengeful Guardian Moonrider, and it is think Ninja Gaiden, think what is that? Shinobi. Think Shinobi 3, but modern day, and it plays like a Mega Man game. You play a level, you beat the boss at the end, you get their power, you use that in a different level. I will say that the powers you get at the end, very, very like OP. Like you can beat bosses like that. And it's just like in Mega Man, you know how like each boss has their weakness and you can use it to make the fight easier. This just makes every fight fucking garbage. It's done in like 3 seconds. But I beat it. I'm speed running some levels right now. I'm really enjoying it. It takes like 2 hours to beat. All right, I digress. We got distracted there for a minute. You guys ready to talk 2015 Q3?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it, boys. Q3. All right, first up, I can't believe this game is already 8 years old. It's growing up right before our eyes. July 7th, Rocket League came out. And the fun thing about Rocket League was I think this was a free PS Plus game or whatever PlayStation service was called back then.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Yeah.
this game has legs. I feel like, is the competitive scene still a thing, or is that kind of fickled out a little bit?
No, it's strongly a thing.
I mean, it's still. I mean, it's. I don't know if anybody still does anymore, but they had that little mod for rings to teach you how to actually fly with the jet fuel or the I forget what they call booster.
I am trash at arrows. For anyone not watching the video version, Rocket League is car soccer. That's all you need to know. You got 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, 4v4. They've got hockey in there. They've got a hockey version. They've got a basketball version. Did they do, was there a volleyball mode? I remember there was like a spike ball mode where like you could knock the floor out.
I think there used to be. I think maybe back when it first came out, but I haven't seen that recently.
So this was Psyonix. They eventually got bought up by Epic. I believe this is one of the free games that Epic pushes now with like season passes for like cars and cosmetics, and like it fits into that realm pretty well. It's just crazy that this game came out. I think this is considered a sequel in the series. I think they originally had another car game that didn't hit, and then this came out, and it kind of took the world by storm as a free PlayStation game. And I think the popularity of this is eventually what gave us Fall Guys being so popular when it came out. I think Fall Guys was another one that did the PlayStation, like, hey, we're free on PlayStation. Come fucking get us, you cheap motherfuckers. But no, this is a fun game. I would say that competitively, before I got into Fortnite in 2020, this is probably the game I played the most.
Yeah, I tried to get into it more, but then I realized the higher in rank you got, the harder it became. And unless you start like practicing like every little aspect of it, it's an almost. I mean, obviously it's every game, but in my opinion, this is if you don't play it on a daily basis and practice everything, then you're just gonna get destroyed.
Oh, people are brutal. I do feel like that this game is so accessible though that people who are like not great like me tend to stick around and will play it a little more. Whereas like a fighting game, like if you come in 8 years late, all you're playing is like the real motherfucking Mortal Kombat motherfuckers.
This is like, believe it or not, this is actually one of the few games in public schools that they like how these public schools started releasing like E teams, the video game teams. It's a very this is a popular one because it's so cheap.
You just call it E-teams.
That's probably what it's called.
It's just
probably what it's called.
esports, guys. It's just esports. No matter what age group it is, it's just esports.
But Jake, you don't understand. Public schools don't understand that.
Man.
No, they do. I'm so being in the Brawlhalla community, I talk to a lot of kids, and they're part of esports teams in their high schools.
Jake was contemplating that sentence. He's like, I talked to
I know. I was
about
like,
it. He's
how am I
like,
going to say
guys.
this?
For
For example, one of the guys I play with sometimes, he just made varsity on their Valorant team at the school he goes to.
It's probably the hardest
Jake,
fucking team to make it onto too.
That might be for the people you know, but from around here, I'm telling you, they call them E teams.
Josh talks to a lot of
he is
kids
from
too.
St. Louis.
Josh
He
talks
is
to all
from
the
St.
kids
Louis.
too. He knows.
I mean, no.
I don't talk to any kids. Leave me alone.
No. I don't even talk to your kid.
Ow.
Yeah.
Bad uncle alert.
A bad dad alert.
This is a fun game. I don't see there ever being a sequel. I think they just stick with this till they fucking run it into the ground.
No, this will be it'll get the CS:GO treatment.
Where it gets like a.
It might get a new engine at some point because they've finally decided to move everything. But until then, keep it where it is. There's no point in changing anything. Maybe give it some new content. Which I think the biggest meme right now for it is they joking like, oh, we got some really great news. You're really gonna like this. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, what's up? And it's like, oh, it's we got a new car. And they're just like, oh, and they start asking questions like, they're like asking him like, what's really on your mind? Well, we got cheaters, we got ranking abuse, we've got this, we got that, and then they go back and like, so new car, right?
New car. My favorite meme that's come out of this game is the nice shot, chat disabled.
I like the what a save.
Yeah, people with the automatic text chat in this game got toxic as hell. I had to turn it off at one point. I was like, I'm not doing this.
What I just realized that we didn't even mention is like the awesome music that's in the game.
One of the few games that every season they have a banging soundtrack.
I always think of Rain or Party Girl, Don't Stop or Drunk Girl, Don't Stop the Party. I can't do it or else they're going to take the episode down. But go check out Drunk Girl, Don't Stop the Party. It's a really good song.
Also, I believe it's all on Spotify, right, Jake?
Yeah, I actually have that playlist on my Spotify.
That whole playlist, it's so good. All right,
Whole
Rocket
playlist.
League. I'm sure we'll see more of you throughout the years. You're going to surprise us and make us good. I got you a copy of all the places you'll go for your graduation. We're so proud. Moving on. Moving on. Up next, a game I don't know too much about. I believe it's a card battler. August 19th, Smite came out. I believe this is a.
What did he call
He
it?
got a card.
I'm sorry, not a card
battler.
battler. I meant a MOBA. I'm sorry. I
Oh
get
my
this.
God.
Wrong with you?
I think I get Smite and Slay the Spire mixed up sometimes for some reason. That's the honest
How?
truth.
Okay, so for those who don't know, it's basically think League of Legends, but with gods.
Is that
And
really
over
it?
the well, no, it's a different angle.
No,
Too.
I
It's
mean,
not over the top.
It's a third person technically. I mean, yeah. So I mean, it's well, but it's still the push your lanes and destroy towers to get to the.
Yeah,
I forget
it's
what
still
the
MOBA.
thing is called, but
It's a MOBA.
This is Paladins. This is fucking Paladins, but with gods.
This is not Paladin. No, Overwatch is Paladins, or Paladins is Overwatch copy.
Up
yeah.
is down, down is up. Dogs are cats.
just know that I don't
I
think
hate
this
you
is
so much.
nearly as popular as the other MOBAs out there.
So there was a time when the game came out. It had like a huge following, but then it kind of just slowly died. I'm not sure if everyone just lost interest. What I like about Smite, not only you get the gods, the Greek gods, no Olympic gods, you get all the gods down the man. You also get these awesome crossovers that only Smite has done out of all the MOBAs. Like they've had crossovers with Avatar and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Pretty sure at one point you could play as Jesus.
No, you can't do that.
That was a joke.
My question is, was this one big because this was like the first legit console MOBA? I remember this coming out on Xbox One and kind of being a big I just remember seeing the banner for it everywhere and being like, oh, we don't have anything like that here.
Yeah, I mean, basically, it was like okay, I can't afford it. Like, let's face it, at this point, PCs were still not as well populated as is, especially now.
Right,
But
right.
this was
People were still the console wars were still going on.
it was the tail end of it, yeah. So, yeah, I would say that was one of the bigger reasons. I would also say just because, like Jake said, they had a lot of crossovers. Like, I mean, they pretty much hit everything from kids to anime guys to, I mean, hell, this was the full list they have, at least the ones that are huge brand names: Monster Cat, RWBY, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like Jake said, Bob Ross, Stranger Things, Avatar, like Jake said, Transformers, Slipknot, and basically Nickelodeon in general.
I'm gonna paint this little MOBA over here. There are no mistakes. This is a happy little MOBA.
But I think a game that could have been like the one that towered this game, and I wish it was still a thing, was Paragon. And you guys heard of Paragon?
Wait, do I get Paladins
never
and
seen
Paragon
that.
mixed up all the time? Paragon was the Epic Games one, right?
Yes,
I-
it was the Epic Games one. It was great art style. Like it was a great looking game. It had like great everything. It was just number one and everything. The issue they had with Paragon was that it had no attention. Like they just did they just did poor advertising it.
I think what Paragon's issue was, and sorry when I said Paladins earlier, I did mean Paragon. So when you jumped me, I was like, it is a MOBA. But no, yeah, you're right. I had the wrong name. But Paragons, I think what their issue is. So you have Paragons and you got Fortnite.
Yep, they were focused on the Fortnite.
Once they're like, oh, PUBG, we like Battle Royale. We're gonna give us that. And they're like, oh shit, people like this. We're not League of Legends. Bye, Paragon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Anything else about Smite, gentlemen?
I had fun for a little bit, but then it's one of those games where like once you get into rank, because you have to like get a certain amount of champions and get a certain level to play rank. And once you grind to that and you get the rank, it's not fun anymore.
I believe that. That's just about every game.
Yep.
All right. Hey, in spite of Smite, we're moving on. Up next, we've got September 1st. I almost thought of September 11th. I would have been like, no,
No, that's the next one. That's the next one.
Yeah, yeah. September 1st, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. Um, Another one I haven't played, but this one is very renowned.
Oh,
Very
I mean,
renowned.
phenomenal. Okay, so Jake, I remember Jake making fun of me for buying Ground Zero,
Yep.
The demo. The demo.
the demo. Don't get me wrong, understandably, still a fantastic demo. Then this came out, and shit you not, I remember going that day to GameStop, grabbing my copy, coming home. I purposely took off like 3 days just to play this game.
The story is shit though, right? Like it's a great game, but the story is like, ugh.
Yeah, the story is not the best. I can agree. Like, but for what it is, if you take out, like, if you literally just take out the story and realize, like, okay, first off, every Metal Gear game, solid game in general. No matter what, at the end of the day, towards the end, you fight a fucking giant robotic machine.
And this one gets very anime with it, don't they?
Yes, it's basically, I mean, it's over the top. It's over the top and shit. And you question a lot of it to an extent, like.
Oh, I was like, what the fuck's going on with that?
I
mirror?
was like, why is he moving?
I thought it was
the
like the
mirror?
character. Holy shit.
Yeah, no, he's being fucking strangled to death.
Poor doctor. That oh
God,
my,
I
like
lost-
if I had played the game, that would have fucking scared me.
Oh, this is not even like the scariest. I still think the two scariest parts of this game, and the first part's not really scary, it's just very suspenseful, is this here, where you're working your way out of the hospital.
Mhm.
And the second being when the, I forget what they're called, but they're basically like super soldiers that are like zombies come into play.
So I remember the announcement trailer for this was very cryptic. Like they didn't announce it as Metal Gear. It was called something else. Was it just called The Phantom Pain?
Yeah, it's just called the Phantom Pain.
And people were like, "Oh, I bet you it's Metal Gear." Like they photoshopped out like the Metal Gear part of it. And the trailer looked trippy, and you're like, "Wow, Kojima's gonna do some weird shit." And then like, not even a year later, we found out it was Metal Gear. And I mean, the game looks amazing, and it plays like I've seen people play it, and it plays like butter.
Oh, it's the like, if they're gonna remake Metal Gear like it's a rumor they're going to, if they remake it in this engine, it'll by far blow every other fucking game franchise away.
I think if any Metal Gear needs a remake, I think it's 4. I think 4 out of the rest of them really could use it.
I agree.
Just because it's trapped on the PlayStation 3.
I agree, but I want them to remake all of them in this engine.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I think the rumor
Yes.
is that 3 is getting whatever remake
Yeah, so-
frenzy Konami's going through, they're doing it with 3.
So what's rumored is they're going to go for 3, but I think the plan is they're going to do it in chronological order, and actually name, so like number 3 will actually be Metal Gear Solid 1, and then I'm not sure if they're going to do like the PSP ones or if they're going to touch the Nintendo and Super Nintendo one.
Probably not. Just
Probably not.
Regular ass Metal
But
Gear
yeah,
Solid.
I figured it'd be the main pot. So we'll get remake of 3, then we'll get remake of 1 or Twin Snakes, technically, wherever you look at it. Then 2, then 4, and then I don't think they'll remake 5 because here we are.
Well, and I think if they're going to do it like how they're doing Silent Hill, they'll have an external developer do it. And I'm thinking if they're going to do 3, the developer, I would like to see it. They won't do it because they're way too fucking busy with everything they got going on. I'd want to see Remedy do it.
I'd be interested to see that, but you're right, they're way too busy. No. Fantastic game, though. The only thing that makes me upset about this game is how quickly the multiplayer died out.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't think anyone's really coming to the Metal Gear for the multiplayer.
If it's anything like I've seen and read about on Reddit with like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, the multiplayer they had for those when there was on the PlayStation 2.
So the multiplayer only started with not even 3. It was like Metal Gear Solid 3, the Subsistence.
That's why I meant the Subsistence ones. Yeah,
And
I've
then
heard people like say that was probably the most fun multiplayer out there at the time.
it was hard. It was really hard. I remember playing a little bit of Subsistence. But it's just crazy. This game's 8 years old, and Kojima's gone, and the only Metal Gear they've done since this is Metal Gear Survive. It's crazy.
which I need to get back into. I said I wouldn't, but I want to because I bought it for $4.
Josh,
So,
don't do that to yourself.
but I need people to play with me so I don't feel alone and
Josh,
scared.
we're moving on before you try to talk us into playing Metal Gear Survive.
Yep, I'm out.
Please.
All right, September 11th, Super Mario Maker came out for the Wii U. Man, the Wii U, R.I.P. little homie. This is, you can make your own Mario levels, and the fact that this was locked away on the Wii U for the longest time is sick. It looks fun. It looks fine. I think it's crazy that the second one
Hold
had
on.
weird support issues.
It wasn't locked in by the Wii U. It came out on 3DS eventually.
Did it come out on 3DS?
Yep.
No way.
Yeah. It was like just I think it was like in December of December of the following year.
Well, that's better, but still, the fact that like the best game, it came out, and then like, what are we, 2 years away from the Switch at this point? But I mean, the Wii U was just awful, man. Like, I don't even have words for it. And then just Nintendo's like online support for anything has been trash to begin with.
Still.
And it still is, and it's so hard to like share stuff with friends here, like friend codes and everything. Like we've got the Switch here now, and I'm just like, I don't want to mess with any of this. I'm not trying to play with anybody.
No, I mean, I don't know what to say at that point other than Nintendo's been known not to be best. I mean, they've been doing it since the early 90s.
Nintendo's too busy stomping out Smash Brother tournaments to be doing anything decent with a Mario game.
No,
Wait a minute,
not
The
Panda.
online.
You didn't buy our game legally and have a physical copy? We're suing the shit out of you.
They walk up to you playing a bootleg. Where'd you get that? They put their hand on your shoulder like, we need to talk.
My dad used to work for Nintendo. No, he didn't.
Well, they look at you and not anymore.
Not
And
anymore.
they hand you his severed head.
Oh, I was thinking more like they're like, you mean this guy? And they pull up in the car and he's like, little Jimmy, run! And they chop his hand off right there.
Chop his head. And they've got him all. They've got his mouth taped.
Daddy, no.
This is playing great on the audio, by the way.
So Super Mario Maker, I like the concept, but I feel like it's a little dated.
I think I just don't like 2D Mario anymore.
Yeah, I mean it's, I don't know. It's kind of like Forge and Halo, but
That was cool though. My issue with 2D Mario is my favorite was Super Mario World 3, which I think was a lot of people's. But my goal when playing that game was to play the least amount of it. So I would go get every whistle to like transport to a new area so I wouldn't have to fuck with all the levels. I just wanted to beat Mario. I didn't want to play Mario.
Well,
yeah,
I mean, that's pretty sure it's the end game for all games is you want to beat it, right? And
No,
then
I
at some
wanted to
point
like
you
I
have-
didn't want to play Mario. I just wanted to beat it. Like when I sit down to play Iron Harvest, when I sit down to play Little Gator Game, I'm not playing to beat it. I'm playing to play it, my dude.
That's fair.
Iron Harvest though.
Yeah, that. Well, you know what? My Steam end of year stuff, that was still my most popular game because I didn't really stop playing until June. So, have at it. Have what you will with that. So shall we move on, gentlemen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
All right, last game for 2015 Q3. Last but not least, September 15th, Undertale. This is a little indie gem. I believe the developer's name is Toby Fox.
Yep.
Love them.
Great with the music. Has anyone played Deltarune yet?
I've only
Delta
played
Force?
part 1. I have not played part 2 and I believe part 3 yet.
Okay, I want to check it out. But this is how do you describe? So the way I describe Undertale to people who've never played Undertale is like it's kind of like an old school Final Fantasy, but like the fights are more like movement based puzzles.
Okay, so it's part turn-based, part. I guess maybe I don't know what you would call it at that point because you're right because there is puzzles involved, but it's mainly the fighting mechanic where you basically play as your little heart, and you have to dodge the screen.
So
and
would it be
whatever the combo?
Would it be a bullet hell?
Maybe, yeah, I would say maybe
could
bullet
be
hell.
like a bullet hell RPG. I don't think people really come to this game for that. I think they come for the characters and like the story and like the twist and the turns. And who's the little skeleton that everyone likes?
Oh,
Sans.
yeah, Sans.
Sans. And did you guys remember last year that the Pope heard Megalovania?
Yeah.
Megalovania is probably one of the tastiest jams in this game. Well renowned. People love the shit out of it. Toby Fox.
That and Hopes and Dreams is right behind it.
Yeah, Hopes and Dreams is a great one. It's my favorite.
I like the spider dance from when you're fighting the spider lady. Very, very.
No.
Very
Like I said,
8-bit.
Megalovania and Hopes and Dreams, those are the two bangers that you need to hear and believe in.
So go listen to them. And this game still I mean, I think this is a very popular game on Twitch. People like to watch people playing it. I think it's one of those games where, like, when it's on and someone's playing it for the first time, you want to see them experience what's going on. Because I remember I played this when you gave me that laptop, Josh, back in, was that 2019, 2020, something like that?
2019, yeah. No, actually, maybe 2018.
I think this might have been the first game I played on it to completion.
And it's okay, so it is a great game, and I hate people who are like, "Oh my god, Undertale, we get it." People don't understand how big of a difference this game made, especially when it came to these huge companies that make these AAA title games that are not nearly as good as this game.
And
this was one guy. One guy developed this game.
And don't mind my pun. Don't mind my pun. It's got a lot of heart. It's got a lot of. I don't want to spoil anything for like the things you can do, but just play this fucking game. Just play Undertale. Don't make me beg, please.
Beg bitch.
And it still has some great mysteries to it that people are still trying to solve to this day.
There's an area where all the enemies are dogs, and they just arf at you. They just arf, and they're just doing dumbass dog shit.
And there's a bunch of endings. The games can be very challenging. Like there's an ending where you have to make sure you try to kill nobody.
Yeah,
the
pacifist
ending.
Yeah, and it's truly a fun. I mean, literally, it makes you play twice because I think the first time you do it, the pacifist playthrough is almost impossible. You have to either do the neutral or what's the other ending called technically? The
Is it the psychopath ending?
Okay, I don't know what it's called.
Okay, it's the neutral ending, the love ending, and I can't remember the other ending. But basically it's a bad ending where you've basically murdered everybody in your path. And by far the pacifist ending is the best ending because you get to fight Flowey. Flowey is by far the most intriguing character in the whole game.
All these spoilers after I said no fucking spoilers.
It's an 8-year-old game. If you haven't heard or played it, you're missing. You've been living underneath a rock.
We'll cut that. We'll cut that.
We're screaming. No, I'll just put I'll put a spoiler tag up because I said no spoilers, and Jake's like, "Yeah, there's the pacifist playthrough you can do." I'm like, "God,
oh, that's not a spoiler."
Yeah,
that's
it is.
not really
That's
a spoiler.
It's like a secret in the game.
I don't know.
Because you get. I remember because I played very aggressively, and I remember since we're getting into it, I'm gonna get into it. And you get to the end, and like they chastise you, like you fucking killed him. You fucking killed him.
Sick
What
son
the
of a
fuck?
bitch.
You sick fuck. And then you're like, wow, I didn't have to kill anybody. I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, it's called No Mercy or Genocide.
Oh, it's like
That's the bad. That's the bad.
That's
you
the bad.
murder everybody.
That's the murder. That's a lot of murder. Do we have anything else on Undertale, boys? It's a great game. I could talk about this all night.
Give it a try. Seriously, it's a fantastic game. There's so much you can do with it.
Give it a try. You know what else is a great game, Josh?
Boyfriend Dungeon.
Which,
We're not there yet, but it's still the news.
I know.
And the
We got the
meme.
news. I'm building anticipation, Josh.
You will get your boyfriend dungeon. Don't you worry, sir.
All right, Josh, you ready for some news?
Yeah, let's get it knocked out, everyone.
Read all about it. Latest football scores. Morning paper. Morning Star. Paper, mister?
It's time for old news.
We have to start off sad, of course, and I apologize ahead of time, everyone. July 11th, Satoru Iwata, president and CEO of Nintendo, died at age 55.
Yeah, that's what I remember this day. I just remember like it felt like it came out of nowhere. I know that wasn't there an announcement that he was like taking like a
Sick.
back seat because he was dealing with illness.
Yes, I believe it was cancer.
There's a book. There's a book. It's on my list to read it. It sounds like he was a great guy.
Oh, he was fantastic. I mean, if I understand correctly, because of him, we got a lot of things. Like, Mario would not have existed without him. Legend of Zelda technically wouldn't have been as big of a franchise as it is now without him. But he did a ton of things for the gaming community too. So
I wonder if he had to rein in Miyamoto a lot. Like, no, we're not making Pikmin. And then like after 10 years, he finally broke down. All right, we'll make fucking Pikmin.
we'll make Pikmin, and then it became a success. And he's like, God damn it!
God damn it, Miyamoto.
Moving on, July 13th, Electronic Arts formed a new studio called EA Motive, the studio led by former Ubisoft director Jade Raymond. Does anyone want to take a guess of what they're known for currently?
Called EA Motive. They're not doing anything with. I don't know what EA has. It's nothing for Need for Speed because that would be somebody else. I give up.
Here, I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
They're doing a remake right now.
It's not Dead
Resident
Space.
Evil.
Yep, they're doing the remake for Dead Space.
Oh.
Really? Haha.
Yep,
Yee,
and then
oh.
they're also working on an untitled Iron Man game in collaboration with Marvel Games.
That'll be cool.
And before that, they did Star Wars Squadrons and Battlefront 2.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, besides Battlefront 2, I think they'll be okay.
I'm sorry, in collaboration with DICE and Criterion Games, Battlefront 2. Anyway,
Yeah. So they probably stepped in and did some aspect of the development, like not a good
Right.
chunk, but like just consulted
enough to
or
get
did a
credit.
bit,
Yeah. July 22nd, John Speedley stepped down as Daybreak Game Company's president and CEO.
Who's Daybreak?
Daybreak, they did. They're like they're part of the Sony Online Entertainment, that whole spiel where they broke off and then did pieces like EverQuest and all that. We talked about this last week.
Okay. Yep. I remember this because we had to re-talk about this part multiple times.
Yes, that part, because it got so confusing when it kept messing me up. Yeah, so I mean, nothing too interesting there beyond that. It was just one of those, like, this was about the time where Sony got hacked. There was a Lizard Squad issue going on still.
Lizard Squad.
Yeah, I mean, the Lizard Squad happened in 2014, but it was still going on into this point, and it's one of the reasons why he stepped down.
Lizard Squad.
But he did come back. He is actually the, he did come back. He was on the Amazon Games general manager.
Oh, that sounds.
And then he
terrible.
stepped down.
That sounds.
And then he
awful.
stepped down. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Let me get back to page. July 27th, China's government fully lifts the ban on the sales of video game consoles within the country.
And then a few years later, they put a cap on how many hours kids can play.
Yep. That's that whole spiel. Moving on, July 27th, same day, Razer Inc. acquired all the software assets of Ouya.
I remember seeing these came out, right? I believe I saw one of these on the shelf at Target when I was working there, and I just remember shaking my head like.
I remember we were stocking the shelves because it was the time we were both working at Target, and we looked at each other like, "There's no way this sells. There's no way."
This shit ain't happening.
No,
R.I.P.
and it
Ouya.
didn't. July 29th, Windows 10 was released.
And now we're being forced into Windows 11 if we're not careful.
Keep my
they're,
10. I'm not
they're,
moving.
yeah, they're taking their sweet time to force that. They don't want to make a same mistake.
I think 10
Like
was
they did
better
with 8.
received than 8, right?
Oh yeah, it was.
It was a
oh,
nightmare.
Because
It
everyone
was
hated
so
Vista.
bad.
Everyone loved 7. Everyone
Vista
hated-
wasn't like overly hated, but compared to 8, it was still loved.
So then what was there a 9 before there was an 8?
No, there
before
was
there was
never a
eight.
9.
No, they went straight to 10 because they're like, oh, 8.1 was bad. Yeah, hey guys, we're gonna go. It's like the iPhone. We're gonna skip 10. We're gonna call it X.
Motherfuckers be skipping 9 and going straight to 10. That bugs me.
Okay, moving into August 21st, Remedy Entertainment celebrated its 20th anniversary.
Happy birthday, Remedy. I believe they were
Happy
working on Quantum Break around this time.
I believe you're correct.
That game, that game got pushed back so much, and I feel like it was just because of the stupid TV show aspect. Like that game feels great. That game plays great. I don't want to watch a fucking TV show between levels. I don't have 20 minutes. I want to spend the 20 minutes playing the fucking game. But
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there.
September 2nd. We can skip that one. I'm gonna move forward. I don't know why that's even in there. My apologies, everyone.
Nope.
Fuck you, GameStop.
Fuck GameStop. It's a shitty one, guys. You don't need to know what GameStop did. It's okay. It was not worth it. September 14th. Tatsumi Kimishima is appointed president of Nintendo after the death of Satoru Iwata in July 2015. Nintendo EAD and Nintendo SPD was merged, forming Nintendo Entertainment Planning and Development.
That was a mouthful, Josh, just to say that somebody replaced somebody else.
That's basically it. Well, they also combined into two different divisions of the company and made one big one.
Okay.
Moving on. September 15th, Sony announced that Project Morpheus was renamed into PlayStation VR.
Okay, I'm surprised that PlayStation VR is still around, but good on them.
I think it's because it's the closest. I mean, console-wise, like that's the only VR there is. Like Xbox doesn't have anything. They were supposed to be the HoloLens, and that still is not where it's at.
HoloLens was gonna be so fucking cool. Fucking
You
want to put fucking Minecraft on your desk in front of you?
Yeah, I mean, seriously, that shit blew my mind. I was like, dude, I would easily drop $500 for that. Not even question it. That shit was cool. But I mean, it's bad now when the government's like, yeah, we're not gonna drop this money on HoloLens for the army when they're getting sick. Like they were like the people who were testing it for the army were getting sick.
Yeah, motion blur is a real thing. Who knew?
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Motion sickness.
Yeah. I know a little bit more than that.
Jake can't
enough.
say.
I can't say.
It's FUBAR. It's FUBAR.
Like, do you even know what FUBAR means?
Fucked up beyond repair or something like that.
Fucked up beyond all recognition.
That was close.
I'm gonna take you out, Nick.
He knows too much.
Moving on. September 24th, Maxis was reassigned to EA Mobile Division of Electronic Arts. For those asking who Maxis is,
Ooh. Are they the Sims? They're the Sims guys.
yeah, they're basically the Sims guys. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Nick knew that off the top of his head.
Dude, there's a lot of useless info up here.
That's
Why do you think I have the headband
A
on?
lot.
moving on. We're almost there, guys. September 30th, Club Nintendo was discontinued in Europe and Japan.
R.I.P.
I'm pretty sure that ends Club Nintendo right there. I think that's the last. I don't know if there's like any other ones left, but as far as the major cities and everything goes, or major countries, that was it.
It was the closest Nintendo got to getting online shit 100% right. That was a cool
Yep.
feature. Fucking idiots. I'm pissed.
And on the same day, Twisted Pixel Games was separated from Microsoft Studios and became an independent studio again.
Now, this is fucking crazy because these are the Splosion Man guys. They did Splosion Man, Miss Splosion Man, The Maw. When they were acquired by Nintendo, I think they did that Western shooter game with the weird looking guy.
The Wavy Tube Man? That
Maybe. I know they did Loco Cycle, and that didn't hit for them. And so the fact that they separated, I think, did Facebook buy them, Josh? I think Facebook bought them recently.
one? No. Oculus Studios.
Facebook.
Yeah, sorry. Well,
Yeah.
that's they're separate, guys.
Yeah,
They're not the same thing.
Josh,
They're-
it's okay. Everybody owns everybody now. It's okay.
exactly. Everybody owns somebody. Okay.
Josh was like, how am I supposed to know who owns what? They
I'm
all
so
owned by someone."
confused. There's too much information.
Have they put out anything? Have they put out anything since leaving Xbox?
Yes, they had Wilson's Heart on the Oculus Rift, B Team for the Oculus Go, Defector, and Path of the Warrior for Oculus Rift. In order, it was a horror adventure, action adventure, first-person shooter, and beat 'em up.
Yeah, they're closed. They're going to be closed in like the next 5 years.
Unless they come back into that. I mean, they were a fantastic 2D platformer / side scroller / beat 'em ups. They were good. I mean, we had the Maw. Action adventure was pretty good. Explosion Man, action platform. Missplosion, same thing. Comic Jumper, I enjoyed Comic
Wait,
Jumper.
they did Comic Jumper too? I forgot
Yeah.
they were Comic Jumper.
They were Comic Jumper.
I thought Comic Jumper was somebody else.
Nope.
I need to see if Comic Jumper's on Steam. Like, I feel like that game was really hard, but I want to go back and give it a try.
It was. I mean, I remember. I know I didn't beat it, but I remember trying to get through, it and I was like, man, this is actually really fucking. It's a cool concept. It's a fun game. Like, That's the shit that made them so popular.
They had the different panels and everything. That's what I'm saying. Get back to it. Like I'd be saying the same thing if like Playdead got bought up and wasn't doing like their 2D adventure games anymore. Like I'd be like, what is 2D? What are they doing? And Facebook just like laid off a good chunk of people. So I'm like, okay, that had to be like a few people from Twisted Pixel. Like those VR games aren't paying the bills, you guys. Like,
No, and I guarantee you at least one of those games was a free game because they were trying to promote Oculus.
I hope they go independent again.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure once they finally go independent and actually have some type of traction, I think they'll be back to their prime.
I have high hopes, but you know what? Maybe them being acquired is what's kept the door open. So you know what? Maybe I'm
That's true too.
maybe I'm an asshole.
You are.
I am. Josh, this was a good round of news. They were all my favorite. I love them all. Jake, do you know what time it is?
Me.
Time.
All right, we got this hot dank meme right here. We got when you are playing with Hot Wheels and a car flies into your brother's eye. Rocket League.
You got the stonks guy on it. I love it.
Dude, I love it.
All right, and we got a second one. 2 memes for the price of 1. All right, Jake, give us a second one.
Bonus meme. Bonus meme. When you're playing Smite and the low key you're fighting goes invisible. So if you don't know this, low key can go invisible in the game and you have no idea where he's at. But if he hits you from behind, it does like a multiplier damage. And it is pretty terrifying.
And we've got Mrs. Puff with the old Neptune there. Jake.
Oh, Neptune.
Oh, Neptune. Jake, those are solid memes. All right, folks, we have to set up for the speed cap of the ages. Josh is doing Boyfriend Dungeon, and if he loses, he has to stream Boyfriend Dungeon. Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes have never been higher. We're going to get set up, and we will be right back. See you soon. And we are back, folks. We have a special guest to the right of Josh. That is Sunder. Sexy Sunder, welcome to the show. He is joining us from his game, Boyfriend Dungeon. Josh is doing a speed cap. For those who have never joined us for a speed cap, the contestant has 5 minutes to run through the synopsis of the game, ticking on multiple, as many elements of the game as they can. There's a scorekeeper, score master, I believe is the term we use, who has picked out some things that they're going to be scoring on. And so Josh has 5 minutes to run through everything, and I'm going to score him on his synopsis. If he scores under 30, he has to stream Boyfriend Dungeon with the rest of us watching. And I think it's going to happen. I made this the hardest possible quiz ever.
Bitch. You just wanted me. You don't want me to freaking stream Boyfriend Dungeon.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Honestly, though, I'm like still not even out of the first dungeon. So,
all right. So hey, save that Boyfriend Dungeon talk for the speed cap, sir. Save it. Josh, do you have any regrets before we get started?
Everything.
I regret not just being a yes man to like picking everything correctly, so I didn't have to do this.
Next time, you'll get it next time, Josh. All right, Josh, are you ready?
Oh God, it's 5 minutes. I'll try my best.
All right, so the clock will start. It'll be up top. Once it hits 5 flat, go ahead and get started. If you are done before your time is up, go ahead and let me know, and then we will score it, and we will know your destiny. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Start when you see the clock.
Okay, everyone, we're going to knock out some of this early stuff first. We're going to talk about characters. So you've got your character that you create. You've got Isaac the stock. You've got Sunder the... God, he's a sword, but it's like a... he's a sword. That's all I know. It's Sunder. It's Sunder. That's the guy we're seeing right now, my boyfriend. He's the sexy hunk. There is Valeria. She's the dagger. Then there's Rowan. Rowan is the... No, that's 7. There's 7, the laser saber. Then there's Rowan. I think he's the scythe. They're the scythe. Then there's who's the glaive? Is it Sawyer? Jesse? No. Okay, no, Sawyer. Jesse's your cousin. He lets you stay at his, get you an apartment, everything, hooks you up on dates. Then there's the cat. He's the brass knuckles. I don't remember his name though. That's gonna bother me. Then there's we talked about Jesse. Then there's the creepy blacksmith Eric. I only remember that because he's like stalkery at one point, like very very creepy. Then there's Livia who works at the coffee shop. I think there's two more other weapons you can't date. I think it's Jonah, Jonah's the axe, and then Leah's the hammer. So I think that's all the characters that I can think of. So essentially, you come to Veronica Beach, and you basically meet up with your older cousin. He gives you a place to stay. Basically, he's like gets you set up, kind of gets you used to the area, and he just kind of helps you get set up on dates. I believe the first date he kind of sets you up with is with is it Isaac? It's the stock. That's I can't. No, yeah, it's Isaac. Okay, so he sets you up with Isaac. Basically, you go. They have these like areas called dunge, which is short for dungeons in the area, and it's kind of like a manifestation of like your fears, if I remember correctly. So, you basically go there. You basically are in a procedurally generated map, and you have to go floor by floor, clearing them out. And the first one, you meet Isaac, kind of gives you like the basics, understandings, and then Sunder comes out of nowhere, who is locked up, and basically, the only thing he remembers is someone chanted and threw him down there, and he's like, that's where you found him. And basically, about every so many floors you go through, you start to get introduced to all these other characters who have different play styles. So Isaac is a more of like a medium range stabbing. Thunder is more of like a technically, I guess he's like a slasher kind of deal, like a cutter, so on and so forth. So they all have their own different play styles. The more you use them, the more experience you get with them, and the more you can do with them. So when you're not doing the dungeon, so let's say you get through level 2 and then die. Well, basically, you come back out and you can basically travel around the map and go on dates with all of them. Thunder is definitely my favorite because I mean, just look at them. Like, he's got the body of a god. Like, come on, how could you not want like Isaac Smooth and like he's what I want to marry, but Thunder, man, I want to be manhandled.
Oof.
Basically, the whole time you basically just kind of pick and do what you want to do. It's a date simulator at the same time. So as you're clearing dungeons, you're like, oh, I died. What am I gonna do now? Well, why not test your luck with love and follow for somebody? So you go on these different dates. There's certain things you have to do to get to each date. Like you might have to use them to a certain extent and get their meter up or level them up. Or you might have to do a certain task. Like I think with some of them, you actually have to respond to their text in a certain way to unlock it. Sometimes you don't.
1 minute.
And the whole time, Eric's just a douche. He basically is like, he stalks you and he just like, it gets really creepy. The two dungeons you go through are the mall, and then the other one's La Rosa. That's all I can think of at this point. I think Nick's gonna judge me hard, so I concede my time at 35.
All right, Josh, you concede your time at 35. Give me a second to score this bad boy. Let's see what we've got here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 times 2.5 is... Oh no, I'm in trouble. Let's see here. Carry the 10. All right. And then 1, 2. Oh, Joshua.
Oh God,
What do you think you got?
I'm probably just shy of getting away from it, aren't I?
Drum roll. Going on over to the score. Josh, you scored a 27.5. Ladies and gentlemen, he is streaming Boyfriend Dungeon. Let's see what he did, though. The place you are is called Verona Beach. I believe you called it Veronica Beach or something along those lines.
Fuck me. Whatever.
Just off.
Not even half because I got beach. Give me that much.
Nope. That would have been nope. Nope.
All the times I've given you halves on stupid shit.
You're too nice. The next one, Dungy equals Dungeon. You got full credit for that. Very proud of you. Isaac the Estoc, you got that, but I wanted you to mention his asshole father, so you only get half point. Sunder, you mentioned Sunder. You actually fanboyed over Sunder, but you didn't mention that he's a vampire. He is a vampire, sir.
I didn't think we're gonna have to like be specific with all the shit. I thought it was just gonna be their names and
Oh, it was at first, but
God
then I was
damn
like, I have to make this shit harder.
and of course you did. So I get half points for naming them, but I don't get the half points for talking about their baggage that they all come with.
You mentioned Valeria. She is the dagger. You did not mention her ex, Jake. So
the
I'm
fucking
just-
guy who's everywhere with her, basically. God damn it.
He looks like he's fucking a fucking bum. You did mention 7, the laser sabers. So actually, you know what? Let me adjust this. Hold on. We have a real-time adjustment. I might have put my foot in my mouth. Let's adjust this. Oh my God, he's at 30.
Let's stream it. Yes.
You get full points for Sawyer the Glaive. You only got half points. You couldn't name the cat who was a brass knuckle. It's Pocket. You got full points for Eric.
Pocket.
And you didn't mention text from mom and the ability to turn those texts off from mom. So you hit 30. Josh avoids having to stream Boyfriend Dungeon. It's a shame. It's a damn shame.
But I'll probably play it in secret because honestly, for what it is, it's not that bad. It's actually decently good. Like,
Dude, it's a fun ass game. It's a fun ass game. It is so much fun. I did not think I was going to like it as much as I do.
Nick, is there a new View Game Plus mode?
I don't think so, but I also haven't like 100%ed it. Because I want to like get to like the highest level with each weapon before I try to do a new game plus. I don't think there is though. I don't think there is.
Well, it's still for what it is. I've enjoyed it. So
It's a lot of fun. And
and
that's
Sunder, like I said,
Sunder.
give me some Sunder.
Give me
I
some
want to be
Sunder
under.
from down.
I want to
under.
want to be under Sunder.
Sunder.
Can I leave?
I feel like you have to like whisper his name. Sunder. It's
I want to be like the most gentlest whisper.
Oh no, the podcast listeners, oh no.
God.
We'll stop. Everyone, that was the show. Thank you for hanging out. That was 2015 Q3. That was the hot news, and that was the hot Boyfriend Dungeon speed cap coming from Josh, who hit 30 points. Congrats on finishing. Josh, everyone who would like to see the scorecard, we have that up in the show notes for you. Go ahead and check it out. As always, you can find me, your host, Nick, on Twitter at @ThatKaufman. You can also find me on Twitch and YouTube at NickFatKnight. Josh, where can the people find you?
Currently nowhere, but I will be making that change soon.
It's coming. Jake, where can the people find you?
You can find me on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, Facebook at Jakey Boy Kaufman.
He's there. He's everywhere. You can also find our show just about everywhere. We're on Instagram. We're on Twitter. We have a Discord server. Come hang with us. We've also got a TikTok. We got some more stuff going up on there. It's starting to pick up, folks. So go on over there and come watch our short form content. That was my least favorite sentence I've ever said.
And we're keeping it in there.
We're keeping it in there. As always, thank you to Alex Marvin Clark for our intro and outro song, Hunt Him Down. Thank you to the Trident Network. Go check us out anywhere you get your podcast, rate and review us. Everybody, this has been Smashing Game Time. We hope you've all had a smashing great time. We'll see everybody next time.